It's lovely to have one of our sponsors here with us in studio today, I suppose, to chat to us about what they do and, you know, what's available in terms of home insulation and things like that. We have Noel O'Grady from Novan Consultants with us today. Welcome to the programme, Noel. How are you?
I'm good, Shirley.
We've attempted to have this interview many times, so we're finally getting to do it today. It's super.
It is. It's good to be here.
It's great. And I suppose it's a good week really to be talking about insulation and things like that, because I know that there is a new government initiative that just came out on the Tuesday of this week, isn't there?
There are, yeah. They announced it on Tuesday. It has been coming in the pipeline for a while. We've got wind of it since last year.
Yes.
But they've decided to increase the grants for the SEI.
I think that there is, I think that there's kind of pressure on them at the moment, isn't there? Because of inflation and the cost of living is increasing week on week.
Well, with climate change, they have made commitments that they have to adhere to before 2050.
That's
so
it.
They have targets 2030, 2040, and they have to.
They've deadlines.
Out, yeah, so they have to bite the bullet at some stage.
They have to be doing their homework.
Exactly.
They have to be doing their homework. Now, you've been in the business for a long time.
Been in the business for a long time. We are Novan Consultants Limited. My own name is Noel O'Grady, and I own and run Novan Consultants with my brother Kevin O'Grady. Now, Kevin would be probably better known than me. He was a very good footballer and soccer player in his day. We both worked for Dennis O'Grady Limited. Now, my father, Dennis O'Grady, he's still on the go and he's still very active. He would have been known as a very good employer locally with Dennis O'Grady Limited. Right. He was a building contractor. Now, when we convinced my father, as a traditional builder, to change over to external wall insulation in 1999, it was a feat, I can tell you. He was totally changed. I mean, he totally bit into it for a finish.
So you were literally teaching an old dog new tricks.
We were teaching an old dog, and he still teaches us tricks to this day, I can guarantee you, and other things. But we're in the business a long time. We're doing external wall insulation since 1999. For my own contact details, I'm available at 086 0766819 or by email at noel64@gmail.com. And basically we do external wall insulation, and if you need any assistance or any information, please contact me, and I'd be only too happy to oblige.
And I suppose, a lot of people they hear about these grants and things like that, and a lot of people feel intimidated by the application process.
Yeah. Well, the application process is very simple when you get to know it. The best thing you could probably do is go on to the SEI Grants website and just press apply on that button, and that will lead you through to a section whereby you have to have a couple of details to allow you to apply, but you can just look and see what you need or if you're eligible to do it. So basically, to apply, you would need your phone number, your email address, your MPRN number. Now that's the number at the top right hand corner of your ESB bill. It always starts with 1000, and there's always 11 digits in the number. And you'll need the approximate age of your house. And if you enter in all the information, it'll tell you what you're entitled to get for your house.
So now, it's very user friendly.
It's very user friendly. Now you can opt out of that, and you can just say to a contractor, will you please apply on my behalf? So they can apply on your behalf and get everything emailed to you and posted to you from the SEI.
Excellent. So it's simple. Is it means tested?
It's not means tested. Every house older than 2011 qualifies for the grant. Now we'll say to qualify for the grant, you have to achieve a B2 rating on your house.
Right.
Now to do that, the SEI have made it relatively simple, and what they've said is if you get external wall insulation done to your house, if you also have a boiler that's less than 12 years old, they'll assume that that's efficient enough to qualify. And also the last section is if you have at least 300 mil of attic insulation in your attic. With those three combined, you'll achieve a level that they'll give you the grant.
And the majority of houses would be...
The majority of houses would say the big thing people get stuck with is the boilers. The attic is an easy fix. If your boiler is more than 12 years old, you will have to replace it to go for that.
And it's expensive enough.
We'll say 2,500 to 3,000 unless you go for a heat pump. Now, if you go for a heat pump, the grants for those have just been increased from 3,500 to 6,500.
Oh,
so that's another option.
So I suppose since Tuesday, more options have become available to people.
In fairness, they're trying to make it more available to people to get these. Like it's a no-brainer for everyone, for the government, because we'll say when they give out the grants, with us employing people and paying for materials, and paying our taxes, they get the money back again. And then we'll say there is the carbon footprint. They're reducing their carbon footprint for the people that actually get the system done, they're improving the comfort levels of their house.
And their quality of life, improving their health, quality of life. You know,
they're
I think of
improving the appearance of their house. They're improving the value of the house. And they can reduce their energy bills by up to 2/3. So it's significant, you know.
Yeah, it's significant. 2/3, like that's a lot.
That's a big saving.
It's a big chunk. Yeah. So tell us, what is external wall insulation?
External wall insulation basically is like getting insulation and wrapping your house in it like a big tea cosy. That's the easiest way I could put it. So I would say what you're doing then is usually the walls, the solid walls of your house, when they're wrapped in insulation, they can't let the heat escape.
Right.
So the heat builds up within your walls, and your walls act like big storage heaters, and they radiate heat back into your rooms.
So it's bouncing back in.
It's bouncing back in. So what you find is when you turn off your heating, the heat doesn't dissipate. It stays within the area. So number one, you don't have to have the heat on as long as you usually do. And number two, then you don't need to turn it on as often because the heat radiates back into your house and stays.
Of course. And I suppose one of the things as well that maybe makes people reluctant to think about doing things like this is the inconvenience and the mess and the hassle. But this is all outdoors.
No, this is external wall insulation.
So you don't have to be moving things. Or
no, you don't. We'd say when we arrive on site, we move all pipes. Mm-hmm. If there's a scaffolding be set up, we'd set up the scaffolding. We protect the area first of all so that nothing gets damaged. We'll protect the existing doors and windows so that they don't get damaged.
Sure.
And we carry out the works, put back all the pipe work, get rid of the scaffolding, clean up the site, and we're gone.
And you're gone.
All waste, everything taken away, and the site is as found.
And no kind of disturbance for the people within the house?
No disturbance for the people within the house. The only slight disturbance is now and again there would be a bit of noise because you have to bore in for the fixtures. But that's
a given.
For one day that's done, you know.
Yeah.
And basically we'd say to do a typical house it would take 2 to 2.5 weeks. This time of the year it takes a bit longer because the finish coat is very much weathered.
The weather factors.
So if it's raining, it cannot be happening. And also if it's too cold, you can't do it as well. So it's hit and miss this time of the year. But from April onwards, you have a free reign basically.
So you're looking at 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No,
you know, for something that's going to potentially reduce your energy cost by 2/3.
Exactly.
So it's a lovely inconvenience.
Yeah, it is. And we like providing a service for people as well. And we get to know an awful lot of people. And we'd say some people are out there and they appreciate the fact that we come and do this. You know, it improves their quality of life afterwards.
Of course, as we say, like it improves their quality of life, improves their health. You know, there's much less likelihood of dampness within the house. You know,
and we'd say, well, when you bring up dampness, that's a good issue. We'll say an awful lot of issues people have is with mould. And to get rid of mould, you need heat and you need movement of air.
Because a lot of people have things like asthma and things like that. You know, and this can really help.
This would help because we'll say what you do is there are regulations there with the amount of ventilation you need to introduce because when you're wrapping your house in insulation, you're sealing it. Now that's not necessarily healthy, so you have to ventilate as well.
Of course.
So with the correct amount of ventilation and with the external wall insulation, you get the best and the healthiest living environment you can have.
Yeah, because it's not just a question of keeping the windows closed because that's not healthy.
No.
You need fresh air. You need yeah.
So we'll say there are regulations with the SEI as to the amount of ventilation you have to provide. So you're controlling the movement of air. So then you're controlling the heat loss. So then you have everything under control.
And you don't have your mould, you don't have your damp, and it gives your house a facelift.
It gives your house a facelift. There are a number of different finishes. You can have any colour under the sun. As well as that, if you want to introduce a little bit of brick, we can put on brick slips that look exactly like brick.
Nice.
And any different colour you can have. It's exceptional, yeah.
You know, because I know people love their homes and everything, but they do get shabby over time.
They do, yes.
You know,
they do. And I would say people just after 10 or 15 years of looking at the same house, you might just say,
time to change.
Yeah. I would say years ago, an awful lot of people had pebble dash, and pebble dash holds dirt and it holds algae and it holds the food, so they want to get rid of that.
Yeah, and it's great when it's new.
Oh yeah, the new finish will be smoother. If you want to know, you can still have pebble dash with the external wall insulation, but it seems to have gone out of fashion in the last couple of years.
Yeah, isn't it funny how these trends, And
long may they last.
Yeah, well, you say that. But do you know, because even as you're driving through the countryside, like you can see houses and you can instantly know roughly the period that they were built in.
Yeah.
Because they got that kind of look at them.
Bungalow bliss.
Yes, they've got that kind of look about them. So, and of course, obviously it improves your BER, your building energy rating.
Yes, it does.
Hugely.
We'll say at the end of the job, we'll say
and that's what you're aiming for.
Yeah, that's what you're. A BER assessor will come out and he will go through your house just to assess your rating, and he will put in his assessment to the SEI website, and you will get paid your grant on that. So we'll say at the end of the job there are forms that he fills in,
Okay.
the client fills in, and the contractor fills in. You send off those forms, you have your bank details on those forms, and the money is automatically transferred to your account. You don't have to ring them. Within 2 to 3 weeks, that money will be coming back to you.
So it's a
It's
win-win.
as painless as it can be. And look, we'll say my job, because I'm the lad that goes out and I do the quotations and that,
Sure.
is to make the client's life as easy as possible. So we'll say when I go out to someone, I discuss the job with them, and if I'm measuring your house, Shirley, what I'll do is the following day I'll be back to you. I'll have a quotation, but I'll also have a drawing done of your house,
Okay.
so that everything I have on my quotation will be on the drawing. And if you don't understand what something is,
So you can
I
literally
go through
itemise
and
it.
point it out so that you'll have
yes.
a better idea. I just want to make it the process as least stressful as possible, because having people come into your house for some people is stressful. Of
course.
Having renovations done, it is the nature of the beast. A lot of people are used to the way things are, and they just find changing difficult.
Yes,
And my job is
even
to
a
make
positive change can
Yeah.
be difficult, because it's just.
Well, we're very lucky in that we've our lads working for us are very used, they're very experienced, they're very good at what they do, and they're very good at dealing with people. And my brother Kevin, who's the site manager, is excellent at.
Oh, well, you need that though for I suppose.
we try and offer the complete package. Yeah.
Of course, I mean for something that you're going to be at somebody's home for 3 weeks,
Exactly.
it needs to
You
be.
get to know them over
You do.
3 weeks. Yeah,
and
I know,
it's nice
good.
too.
It's really good. Yeah, you
Do
get
you-
to meet every kind of a person. It's really good. Very
You enjoy what you do.
I love it. From one day to the next, you don't know what you're doing. We'll say we do houses mostly.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Aviva Stadium up in Dublin years ago.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we've done a load of schools. We've done old folks' homes. We've done apartment blocks. At the moment, we're just finishing off the SeaWorld in Lahinch.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we're starting over in Tulla Auditorium shortly as well. All different jobs, all different systems.
And just a different, I suppose, but the same kind of sense of satisfaction at the end of the day when you go away and you know that you have created a building that's more energy efficient and cozier.
Well, my father, he always insisted on a great service and quality of finish. And to this day, he will travel. He's 86 and he will travel around and look at jobs we've done. And he will comment on them to this day. So we don't let anything go, to be honest.
Does he still give out?
Oh, he still gives out. He's still the main man,
Well, that's what you want, though, isn't it? Do you want you want people who care about what they do?
Oh, it is. Yeah. No. We'd be very, very concerned about everything where we're concerned.
Well, it's your own reputation, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's your reputation precedes you, and it's important that the people would know that you're, I suppose, approachable.
You're only as good as your last job, as people say, and word of mouth is the best form.
That's it. I do. Yeah.
We find when we do a job for someone, they will pass on our details and they'll recommend us, which is excellent. It's the best form of advertising.
Oh, it is, of
Someone
course.
who got the job done from you.
Yeah. And then you know you did it right, and
Exactly.
So the thing that people need to do, they need to go on to the SEAI website,
yeah.
basically.
That's basically it. And all the information
everything
is
is there.
And we'll say if they want to, like we'll say when you press the button to apply, you don't necessarily, you can just come out of it again at any stage, but it will let you know what measures, if you're entitled to external wall insulation, if you're entitled to a heat pump, if you're entitled to attic insulation, if you're entitled to any of these grants, it'll highlight those for you.
And it's not something that you have to do immediately either.
No,
you can
all
go
you
away
do
and
is
have a
come
think
out of
about
it
it
again.
and
Yeah.
just.
The thing that people need to know though is, we'll say when you do apply for something, you have 6 months to get the work done before the grant expires. Now, as I've just said a while ago, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get it done.
So
there's no
that's fair
reason
enough
for that, and it never happens. Now, during COVID, which was an exceptional situation, there were 3 months there when we were closed down, and there were a couple of issues because it was just January, February, March. The job started during the November, and 5 months later, you're under a bit of pressure then at the end of COVID.
To complete
They're very understanding in the SEI. They work with contractors, they work with clients, and again, they want to make things as easy for people. They want to spend the money, they want to get the grants out there and hit the targets that they're supposed to hit. So they'll make it as easy as possible for people as well.
Now, in terms of the value of grants, like what's the average?
Well, up to Tuesday, external wall insulation was €8,000 for a detached, was 6,000, sorry, for a detached house, and that has gone up to 8. For a semi-detached house, that's gone up to 6,000. For a mid-terrace house, it's 3,500, and for an apartment, it's now 3,000. They're all increased.
So they're increased substantially since Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, hopefully people will avail of them and make their homes more comfortable, better to live in. There's no downside. There are a number of advantages. There's very few disadvantages here, you know.
And as we said at the outset, these are not means tested at all. They're just
every house in Ireland. Once it is more than built more before 2011 and has 300 mil of insulation in the attic, and
as a boiler is less than 12 years.
12 years old, yeah. That's what.
Brilliant. So hopefully people will get calling, get checking it out.
Look, I mean, if you don't mind, I just say it again. We are Novan Consultants. My name is Noel O'Grady, and I am available at any stage at 086 07 66819 or at noelaaa64@gmail.com. Thank you very much, Shirley, for having me.
It's great to have you, Noel, and hopefully, as I say, hopefully the listeners will get in touch, and if anybody wants the email or the phone number there, anyway, they can contact us here at the station and I can pass it on.
Quotations are totally without obligation. I'm glad to go out and measure a house, give a quotation, and that's all part of the service.
And think of it as putting a tea cosy around your house.
Exactly.
Thanks, Noel.
Thank you very much, Sharon.